everybody, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and our weekly Cash or Trash, where we look at the hot comics of this week and I give you guys my opinion on whether or not they're worth your time. Generally, it's me crapping on the hot books of the moment. That's the way this goes. Sorry, I'm running a little behind this week. I had some family in and some other stuff going on, but we're getting there. So we're running a little behind, but not too bad. Let's see. We had J Hood Creative. Ooh, get the mouse to work. There we go. J Hood was hanging out. Tacoma, what's going on? Unruly Simeon and Dread Knox for life. Thank you guys for joining me. So I'm going to get into this in just a second. I'll give everybody just another second to hop in here. I'm curious, did an ad run at the beginning of this? So I did hit the monetize button. I don't know if I'm going to stay monetized or not. I'm debating on this. I'm curious if it put an ad at the start of this or if it just went straight to my intro. I don't know. I don't know if I'm torn on whether or not I'm going to keep monetizing or not. But we're going to try and see what happens. Good. I didn't want you to. So I thought I clicked it. The options I clicked, you should never see an ad unless you're rewatching this, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Lady Fantastic, what's going on? Weird $sign button. Oh, there you go. Don't hit that. Do not. 84, what's going on? All right, so let's get into this week's list. Or list. I warned you guys last week. I said, don't do it. Do not chase all those Suicide Squad books. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Only four Suicide Squad books on there. So you guys didn't do as bad as I feared. Although I don't think anyone that's in this chat right now chased any of them probably. So there you go. So everybody's just saying hello to each other at the moment. All right, let's do this. We're going to start off with one of JP's favorites, and that is Powerpuff Girls. So this is Cartoon Network starring number 1, the Powerpuff Girls. This is their first appearance in comic books, and I won't lie, I actually watched a little bit of this when it came out. It made me laugh. They were kind of funny, but more so than most of the other stuff that was on Cartoon Network at the time. But this is hitting the list because there's rumors of a live action adaptation coming to the CW. So as a result, raw copies are going for $30. 9.8s are going for $250. I would love to tell you this is a trap, but I think this show, if it hits, this book could be silly, but it's not really a comic book. To me, this is not something I would think of that you would care about the comic first appearance. I think it's probably more of an I'll be back, to be honest. I don't know that it'll sustain this. My guess is it'll be a year before we would get an actual show anyway. So to me, this is an I'll be back, not necessarily a full out trap at $30 and $250. I could see a adaptation of this that would be a hit, but yeah. Gain it down. Mojo Jojo. See, that's the one I remember. It's Mojo Jojo. So yeah, I'm not way down on this, but I'm not way high on this either. I think it's probably something will come of it, but 25 years after it came out, it'll be $100 book. There you go. This is good. Yeah, starting with Powerpuff Girls. All right, well, that was our only non-DC option movie news thing this week. There's no Marvel. There's no MCU books on either list this week. That's a first, I think. Next, we do have a few covers. The first one is this SpiderMan Noir number 3. O'Keefe 1 in 25. This is a pretty cool cover, I will admit. A 1 in 25 going for 60 to 70 right off the bat. I didn't really look because I had people in. I didn't really try to look to see what the print count is on this. I can't imagine there's that many people ordering Spider-Man Noir, so it's probably fairly limited. I would think this settles out above ratio, but probably slightly below where it's at right now. Maybe it goes up from here. I'm not sure how. It may be more limited than I think. I may be underestimating this, but I would call this, and I'll be back. It's a really cool cover. I really like it, but I would agree. I'm not sure how they'll pull it off. If they pull it off, it could be a hit. But I would agree with that. 84. Yeah. So the eternal optimist. That's what I think of when I think of Lady F, is eternal optimist. so I'm calling this, and I'll be back. I could be underselling this one a little bit. I don't think it's a full out trap, because I think it's nice enough that it stays above ratio. But yeah. Next we have Spawn 309, the B variant. And it's Gunslinger Spawn again, and Gunslinger Spawn tends to be super popular. This one's going for 20 to high of 35 right out of the gate. Supposedly there's already rumors of shenanigans about people actually getting their copies of this, like stores getting their copies of this that they didn't, like, maybe like they may have limited it more than they should have. I don't know, but Spawn is a big nah. I for just a B cover, I find it hard to believe it's going to be limited enough to sustain $20 to $35. Maybe 20, but not 30. The high end of this. To me, this is. I realize this is probably a mistake, because Gunslinger Spawn tends to be a sell. Like, people love it, but I think this is probably leaning toward a trap. I'll go with I'll be back. I'll actually change that. I'm going to go with I'll be back on my notes for in the future, because I do think that it'll sustain some value just because it's Gunslinger Spawn, and people love that. Yeah, quality original stories are few and far between. That is correct. Hey, God Tank, what's going on? All right, last. Do not knock over my glass, Cat. As you're knocking everything else over. Last cover only of the week is Kanto 2, the Hollow Men #1, the Turtles homage. This is a 1 in 10. And it's going for $25 here right out of the gate. I don't think this is that limited, though. I feel like there's quite a few of these out there already. To me, this is also like, I realized I kind of wimped out. I didn't really crap on the covers this week. I do think this series is beloved enough, and I think I think Eternal Homage is cool enough that I think this is an I'll be back, not a. But 25 seems like a lot for 1 in 10. I think a lot of people were anticipating and ordering. She would love them turtles, so love Kanto, cool cover, pass. Yeah, I just don't feel like it was that limited, really. But distribution, I have not. I'm sure there's always been lots of distribution shenanigans. So those are our covers. There was 3 of them. I put I'll be back for all of them. I think they're all good, but I don't think they're all worth what they're going for here at the hot moment. What's up? Nope. StreamYard jumped on me. What's up? All right. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. They are holding back. That was one other thing people were complaining about on that Spawn 309, is that, like, stores weren't even putting it on the shelf. They were putting it on the wall for $20 to $25. So yeah. Oh, the Joker. Yeah, his Joker stuff. That was pretty funny. All right. Hey, Vivi. Let's move into our comic buzz. And first up is Amazing Fantasy 15. Not that one, the redo. The first Amadeus Cho. We had the first Hulk was on the list or whatever last week, and it's just another one of these characters that's blowing up, like Miles, like Kamala, like Spider-Gwen, and Amadeus Cho is blowing up. Where are we at? A 9.8 hit 1,000 this week for one of these. That seems like a lot to me. I'll be honest. I feel like he has less potential than the others. And my thought, I realize there's people that are big fans because, and maybe I guess there's 37 billion Spider people. My thought process was there's just a lot of Hulk type people to go before you would get to him. I feel like this is a lot. I think this is an I'll be back. I realized it's 400 a few weeks ago. I think this is just the market overcorrecting on all it continues to overcorrect on all of these newer characters. Like Miles was probably undervalued, it exploded, and now everybody's trying to get on the next Miles before it happens. And it's causing all of these to jump. I don't think this character is Miles. That's my personal opinion. That is going to it's not Dominic is going to rock us. There you go. Maybe, but I know some people were saying that like they took them, like some stores that were taking them out of their pull and putting them on the wall. So that's just crap. Next we have a character I actually think maybe has some growth, but this is a lot cheaper right now. This is Static #1, first branch of Static Shock. This is hitting the list because of they're bringing back the Milestone label. DC's going to start reprinting, or not reprinting, but start republishing new stories with these characters. They're bringing back this imprint. So the Static book and a bunch of these jumped this week. Static went from a $25, $30 book to a $45, $50 book for both covers, both this orange one and the blue one. 9.8 hit 300 basically or it was a 9-point sale for each cover around $300. This is a high print book. This was an early 90s book. There was 175,000, which for early 90s is actually a pretty low print, but by today's standards, fairly high. But I feel like this is a character that DC has underutilized. I feel like this is a character that has a ton of potential, more so than I think Amadeus Cho does, in my opinion. I think this book might still be undervalued at $45, $50. I think this is a straight cash homie book. I think this book has long been undervalued. I realize right now they haven't made a movie or anything. I think eventually they're going to get here. I think this character has legs. This is my personal opinion, mind you. There's my awesome moderator. What's going on, Kate? I am on Instagram. It's in the description. My Instagram's in the description, Jorge. That's the only thing I really use for this. I have Twitter and Facebook, but I literally never check them. So you're pointless hitting me up there. Who else did I miss? Nice. You got it for a deal, though. There's Carlito. I'll get to you later, Mr. Carlito. To you. Collectible paper, what's going on? Let's see. Alex B, thanks for hanging out. I miss you guys, too. We'll have to have you back on sometime. So I didn't get to watch you guys. I still haven't got to watch your Saturday thing yet. Go back and watch. So I felt bad I missed that yesterday. Yeah, you better be laughing. Static be good. I don't own one. I have not bought one yet. I should have, but I think this might still be on the low end of what's going to go with this book. So that's me on Static. Hey, Patrick Wall. I got completely distracted by the chat. Well, yeah, there was a lot of early. Yeah, I would be digging for these Milestone books, but I think this is of the Milestone books. I think this is the one. And yeah, I think this is a headed up book, not a I'll be back or anything else. Next, more comic buzz. Ice Cream Man #1. We literally was on the look back, and I was talking about how it had been going for $100 to $125, but the most recent sale had been $200. Well, I did that on Wednesday. Is when I wrote down my information for Ice Cream Man at going that one sale at $200. Well, apparently there was 3 or 4 more sales at around $200 since then. So it hit the list again because it's now going for $200 for raw copies. This book has jumped a ton. I don't know. There's like I talked about that option news that they were talking about for the Quibi or whatever was going to make it into a little internet short series, like a series of short stories. But people are jumping all over this. I think this is at $200 for a raw copy. I think this is an I'll be back. I think it's overshot. But I could be wrong. This thing is going for just this week, literally so I was doing the look back because it was on the list for 6 months ago for hitting like $60. And I looked at it and it was like consistently 1 to 125, 1 to 125 is where raw copies were going. I'm like, wow, this book is hot. And then there was one sale for 200. And that was like Wednesday. And then it hit the list because there's been multiple sales for 200 this week. So it's jumping right now. Aquaman and Max. I wouldn't pay that much for Ice Cream Man now. I think it's too far gone. Yeah. It is fairly low print for an Image. I will agree with that, but $200? I don't know. We'll see. I think that's too high. Speaking of hot, Image, or no, this is Boom. Sorry, Boom Studios. Something is Killing the Children. #1. This book, if anybody's been paying attention, has been blowing up. This is now hitting $90 for raw copies. For #1. Kind of slept on this one. And this is a really good story. I really enjoyed reading volume 1 for the indie show. This book is on fire right now. I honestly think for 6 months, I think this is probably straight cash. I don't think this book comes back much. If you're talking 6 months, I think long term it's probably an I'll be back. Maybe, but I don't know. They're talking about it. Well, everything Boom is optioned. Like Netflix has the rights to basically anything Boom puts out because they have that deal. So they technically already have the right or first refusal rights. Netflix does. It wouldn't surprise me to see this come to the screen. And if it does, then this blows up. I think they're looking for a replacement for Walking Dead type thing. This monster book, we'll see how far it goes, but I could see it going somewhere. That was a cover for $200. Yeah. Didn't sleep on this one. There you go. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have been in on this from the beginning. The A cover on Something Killing is the hottest version right now. Well, it is. Yeah, it's blowing up right now. So, and I think short term this is going to keep blowing up. I don't see it coming back. This is a really hot story right now. That's all there is to it. With that, we're going to move into all the reaction to DC fandom. And so any positivity I've had with all these I'll be backs and straight cashes and everything else is about to leave. If you guys are here to hear me rant about paying money for stupid books, here you go. It's about to start. Although I will say this first one is not, I don't think it's necessarily, I would call this an I'll be back instead of a trap. This is first Cheetah, modern, Barbara Ann Minerva, as Cheetah, I guess, #9, Wonder Woman #9 from the 80s. This is a relatively high print book. It's not hard to get. This is obviously Cheetah was in the Wonder Woman trailer. I didn't think she looked that great, but that was just me. I hope they do a little more work on her. Raw copies are going for $30. 9.8s are going for $150. I mean, this isn't obviously Golden Age Cheetah, but this is a nice book to get. I don't think it's at crazy prices right now. I think, and Cheetah is Ares and Cheetah are the classic Wonder Woman villains. At $30, I think it's an I'll be back. I don't think this is a terrible terrible investment. I don't think it's a great investment right now. I think I'd be a little patient on it until you get away from the movie, personally. I think if you don't have it, I wouldn't try to get it until after the movie. I mean, but I think it's a solid choice. 2 women on the cover, Jamie's happy. I might have a type, but Mr. Perry, is that like a Christmas? Or he's just in the pine trees or something? Yeah, that's kind of a... So anyway, Perry's lurking. Yeah. So this is the one I'm not gonna like rant about too much. Next we have Superboy number 9, first appearance of King Shark. And this, of course, is Suicide Squad. He was in the Suicide Squad movie trailer or vignette or whatever. He was in the video game. They've used King Shark a bunch. He was in the Harley Quinn TV show, and it's right now a $30 book raw, $130 for 9.8. I still think this is a little bit of trap. He's been used a bunch. He's been in the Flash show. He's been in the Harley Quinn show. We've known he was going to be in Suicide Squad for a while, and it's never hit. Like, this book hits the list. It's hit the list a bunch of times, and then it falls right back. Hits the list, it falls right back. I don't think this is different this time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this portrayal, like, finally gets this character to actually take off and become something. But I think that's after the movie, and if the movie's a big hit. I think between now and the movie, this book comes back. I think it's a trap right now. I think it comes back between now and the movie. I would not be chasing this book right now. Yeah. Unreally says trap. Yep. Watch out for them trees. So that's what I think. I think this is... I like King Shark as a character mainly because of the freaking Harley Quinn cartoon. But if that version didn't make the book take off, I have a hard time believing the Suicide Squad movie is going to make it take off. So Samoa Joe is voicing King Shark in the game, and it's pretty fun though. I think it's a cool character. I think it's probably a bit undervalued. Part of it is because it's 90s and there's a billion of these damn things out there, which is a slight exaggeration, but only slight. This book has never been able to sustain. I find it hard to believe it will this time. I think it's still a trap at $30 for raw copies. 9.8 for over 100. I think I would be patient on this. Okay. Bloodsport. So this book we finally found out which character Idris Elba is playing. He is playing Bloodsport, who only appeared like 2 or 3 times before he was killed off in the comics, in the Suicide Squad movie. And this book has jumped to a $20 to $30 book with like some 1,000% increase in sales. I don't know. I've been lazy on doing the cutaways. I'm sorry. You guys are right. I haven't been using any of the cutaways this week. It's a trap. That's what I think on this one. Especially. So here's JP's theory on Bloodsport and the Suicide Squad movie. I think he dies right at the beginning. I think they've done all of this. I think this is James Gunn and Idris Elba effing with all of us. I think this is maybe the first character that gets bumped off in this movie. I have nothing to base this on other than just a hunch that James Gunn has said no one is safe. That he's going to kill characters. No one is safe. And everybody's going to walk into the theater going, okay, they're not going to kill Harley, which they're not, because they're already talking about a Gotham City Sirens movie with her, and which is what they should have done instead of Birds of Prey movie. Anyway, so the next one that you think is the safest, that anyone's going to walk into this movie and think is the safest character, is Idris Elba's character. I think he dies right off the bat. I think this book's a giant waste of time. I think Bloodsport is nothing. This is my opinion. If he'd been like Vigilante, which most people thought, Comic Cat 84, I know was hoping for that, then maybe when they chose Bloodsport to be the character that he is, I think this is complete setup for him to be in like 5 minutes of this movie and then gone. I swear that's what I think is happening. Yeah, I think. Well, Nathan Fillion isn't going to last very long either. I don't. Yeah, I just don't. I don't think it. I don't think they're. Well, they can't kill John Cena because they got to be able to see him to kill him. So there you go. They can't see. So, I think this is a giant. I think even if he's around, I think this is a giant trap because I don't think this character becomes anything beyond this movie. But I think it's a giant trap because I don't think he even becomes anything in this movie. I think it's a big joke. I think it's his. I think James Gunn's gonna be like, this is my proving that I'm gonna kill anybody. Capaldi is the thinker. That is a good. That's a good choice for that character too. Next we got. All right, where is? Did I get them out of order? No. Okay, no, I didn't. Birds of Prey, number 56. This is the first appearance of Savant, Michael Rooker's character. I think this is a trap too. I think he's another one. If it's not Idris Elba that it's the person you don't suspect to die quickly, I think it's this one. And maybe both of them again, because James Gunn used him in Guardians, and I think most people are going to think, oh, well, he's going to like. I think one of those two for sure. I think is getting bumped off. I honestly think all of these Suicide Squad things are a trap. I don't think any of these side characters. I said this last week. If you didn't care about these characters before you heard they were in this movie, then you don't care about them now. Why are you? No one's going to care about them later. I only expect like 3 or 4 of these to make it through the whole movie. One of them probably being, yeah. Thank you, Lady If. Thank you. Yeah, I do love this cover. Like, big fan of Venice. So, but I can go get it for $2 and sell it for, what does it go? 25 to 30. There you go, J Hood. Go be a flipper. Yeah, I think this is another trap. And same thing with this. Firestorm, number 35, first appearance of Weasel, who also only made 2 or 3 appearances ever in comics before they killed him off. Which it's Sean Gunn's playing. This one I could see actually making the whole movie because Sean Gunn's playing him, like, or voicing him. But yeah, this character's not going to amount to anything. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $15 to $25 for the first appearance of Weasel. No, I'm not doing it. 1,500% increase in sales. We are suckers in the comic community that we buy this crap. All right, next we are going to go to. We're moving away from Suicide Squad to the Batman movie, and this is they put issues 4 and 6 on here, and for some reason, what? Okay, some reason it gave me the page instead of just the picture of the thing for 6. Okay, I don't know what I did wrong there. Apparently, I thought I downloaded just the picture, but it gave me the page. Anyway, issue 4 is the first appearance of Court of Owls, unless you're reading Key Collector and they say it's the first cameo of the Court of Owls. I don't get how that. They talk about him the whole book. They show him in the book. They talk in the book as a group. It's 4, but 4 is going for $20 to $30. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, 20 plus, going for 20, 25. Issue 6, which Key Collector calls the first full appearance of the Court of Owls, is going for 40 to 60. So more people seem to be listening to Key Collector than me. No surprise there. But those 2 books both made it in one spot on, mainly because I think that's a way cooler cover on 6, even though I have a really small version because I jacked up when I went to save the photo and I didn't check it. But yeah, and this is all over rumors that, A, they show up in the video game trailer, and then B, they show up and they think they're going to show up in the movie. That So that's where all the spec is on the Court of Owls right now. I think these are both traps. I don't think this necessarily sustains, especially at $40 to $60 for number 6. I think that's way too much. Let's see what the Unruly Hopes Weasel makes it. Let's see here. We jumped again. Dana Carvey, not gonna do it. Let's see what 6 has some crazy. 6 is the whole thing's a great story, but 6 is not their first appearance. It's 4. But that's not a Gordon Key collector. So there you go. Next is another book based on the Batman trailer. Not really. This is Batman Ego, which was a prestige book that came out, kind of a one-shot. And basically, Matt Reeves made a comment after the trailer dropped that this was a big inspiration for the movie. So people are jumping all over this. And it's going for $85 to $100 raw for this. Had any of you even heard of Batman the Ego before this? Anybody? Now, it's a Darwin Cook thing, which I had heard of it, and I thought about including it at some point on Gotham City Chronicles because it was Darwin Cook, and I thought that would be fun, but we just never gotten around to it. Hey, Disco, what's going on, JB? They are, and maybe they take off, but what about Punchline? I just don't. Yeah, I think that's too much for those books right now, based on the game and stuff. But who knows? I think those are traps. I think this is a trap. When has a storyline inspiration held any value long term for a movie? When? That didn't already have value to start with. Yeah, no way. This is $85 to $100 for this. Maybe it's super hard to find, and I don't know that, but yeah, I'll go get a trade and I'll be done. I don't need this first print on this for a story I'd never heard of, other than I'd stumbled across it on In-Stock Trades when I was looking at all the Batman trades. Let's see. Everybody's just saying hello to JB. All right, we got 2 books left. And first up, we have, this is Black Adam related stuff, which for me was the biggest disappointment of DC fandom, was the Black Adam stuff. That they didn't have more to show. And this is DC Comics Presents number 49. This is the first time that Black Adam, Superman, and Shazam fight. Like, the Superman gets involved. So people are specking on this because of something The Rock said that makes him think that Superman might show up at some point against Black Adam in the far off future, because they don't think he's not showing up in this movie. So we're paying $45 for this. 9.8 hit 300. This isn't a trap. Since when has this kind of thing, the first meeting of 2 characters that are way past their first appearance, ever held any kind of value? Ooh. Yeah. I'm sorry. No. Come on, man. What are you paying? $380, $45 for a Raw because Superman and Black Adam meet for the first time? Give me a freaking break. No. Sorry. No. Don't do it. Hey, Dr. Dre, what's going on? And Verse Slayer. 359. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about why you would pay for the first meeting of Superman and Black Adam. $45, because maybe it might happen some point in a movie somewhere down the line with some version of Superman. We don't know what version it will be. Right. Oh, Disco's got an A-OK coming for the Dundada. Oh, I'm going to be busy tonight, so I'll have to watch that on a replay, but that's okay. And then finally, last book is on the list again. Justice Society of America, number 1, the first appearance of Cyclone. Because The Rock, they showed a bunch of images of Justice Society characters in relation to the Black Adam movie that might show up, and they showed Hawkman and Atom Smasher and Cyclone. So people are jumping on this book again for like the fourth time. It's been on this list, crumbled down to a dollar bin book, and then been on this list again at $15 to $20. Somebody paid $150 for 9.8 because Cyclone might possibly appear in this movie. I'm just going to leave this up there for a minute. The whole, like, once we got past the Wonder Woman book, the whole end of this list is just a big giant trap. Swear to God. So yeah. Well, that's because it literally has hit this list like 3 times. He would. It jumps up to a $10, $15 book. It crashes back. Nobody cares. 2 weeks later, it's a dollar bin book. Like, I literally did a 6-month on this thing like 3 weeks ago. It was on the 6-month list, look back list, maybe a month ago. And it was back down to a $1 to $5 book for like the 3rd time. And now, there was an concept art showing Cyclone. Let's go spend $15, $20 on this thing again. It drives me crazy. Hey, Taylor Winder, what's going on? Tacoma is still hanging out. Stargirl, Stargirl is like having a good time down there in the corner. There is that. Well, this isn't even a Stargirl first appearance. This is Cyclone, which is this character, which you've never heard of, other than no one could even named before this whole Black Adam rumor crap. There you go. Get it because it's a good story. Man back for a dollar. Probably. So those are the books for this week. There were some decent books on here. I mean, obviously, Something Killing Children, Ice Cream Man are blowing up. I think Static is still a solid investment, even at the price it's at. I thought the covers all have a decent shot of sustaining relatively. That Noir, the Spawn, the Kanto. But man, a bunch of these Suicide Squad stuff at the bottom and just chasing characters you've never heard of, paying $20, $30 for their first appearance. Give me a break. I said last week, I was like, don't do it. And I stand by that. I knew all these books were going to hit the list, and it just, yeah. Circle. Such good promise that it aired. I don't know. So, ABCG Moon Guy, what's going on? Yeah, no, that's not Stargirl's first appearance. Lots of people. Silly beating babies. There you go. All right. Before I get off of here, a few updates on stuff coming up tonight. We will be doing the Whatever show. And if he's still in here, so if you guys noticed, Friday night I had an unboxing. I opened a box from Carlito where he sent me that slab and a really cool print. And then yesterday, when I had family here, this box showed up on my doorstep from Carlito. So, and I am such a dummy. I will fully admit I am dumb. He sent me the first box. I sent him a message on Instagram, and we were talking back and forth about when to do the unboxing. He goes, just the one box? You just have the one box to open? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, oh, I just figured you might have something else coming in. And I was like, no, it would just be this. And I totally bought that. No, he just assumed I would have something else to unbox with it. No, it was because there was another box in the mail that just hadn't got here yet. And I was too dumb to pick up on that because I'm not very smart. So yeah, we have another box from Carlito that I'll be opening on the Whatever show tonight. So that'll be part of the Whatever show. And then after that, we will be playing D&D on White Whale Comics channels. because I am a dummy. Yes, Carlito is the man, and yeah. I can't believe I fell for that. Oh, no reason. I'm so dumb. So, anyway, I have another awesome AOK to open from Carlito. I have no idea what it is, but I'm sure it's amazing. Thank you, sir. I do not deserve it, but I will thank you. So that'll be at 7 Central, 8 Central. We'll be going over to White Whale's channel to play D&D again tonight. Monday, I will be on Kamagories as the defending interim champion because Geek Aficionado did not lose his title, but he was unable to compete the last time. So he's not going to compete again. I'm going to compete. So if I win, then that'll set up 1 or 2 weeks from now. I'm not sure when Matt's going to try to do it again. The battle for the undisputed title at that point with probably some other people playing spoiler. So we got that tomorrow night on Kamagories on the Boy Who Had Seven's channel. And then Tuesday night, we are doing East of West, volumes 4, 5, and 6, which make up year 2 of the Apocalypse on East of West. So with myself, Comic Books NYC, and Hialeah Comic Bro, all on Tuesday night. Yeah, so that's what I got coming up this week. Next weekend, there will not be a Cash or Trash. I will not be home. I'm not going to do it from the road. I may try to get a look back out, but I'm not promising that. We'll see. Right now, I would say less unlikely that I'll do a look back, but we'll see. Thank you, Jackson Roy Kirk. Kamagories, yes, it's tomorrow night. And I will be defending a title I somehow won. I'm not sure how that happened. You guys felt bad for me, I think, and gave me sympathy votes. Okay. Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. It's the easiest way to do that if you want to chat. Inverse Layer. So, what's your Instagram so I can recognize it if I'm not already following you? But it's JP Collects on Instagram. It's in the description. And with that, that's the update on what's going on here. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys, and we will catch you later.